Oh, eighth grade math students, Mr. Lawrence here, and I'm here to help you out. Many of you are struggling with some simple concepts, probably because you've been allowed to use a calculator too much. Well, we're going to break you of that habit because we are in an algebra light class. This class is almost algebra, and the things we are expected to do here at the eighth grade level require that you have mastered these simple skills. Now, what you need to do what I'm instructing you to do. You have your notebook out. You have a pen with you. You might want a highlighter. You might want another colored pen as well. What we are going to do is I'm going to teach you some basic concepts, things that you should have mastered a couple years ago, but now that you can't do them, you're going to have a very difficult time. So we're going to try to catch you up right now. All right. First off, we are going to talk about integers and the number line. Now, I know every single one of you can go 5 plus 3, that's 8. And then the problem is you quit listening to me. You go, I know that's 8. I don't have to listen. No, you don't. You do have to listen because you don't know why it's 8. You just know it is. And that's not good enough anymore. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to use a number line to work with integers regardless of what the sign is. So you see it says 5 plus 3. I'm only looking at the first problem there, 5 plus 3. So I am going to put a mark at positive 5. Why at positive 5? Because the 5 here is positive, right? Now on this number line, I'm going to move. I'm going to move a certain number of spaces. The number of spaces I'm going to move is this way, or is this number, 3. But you have to be careful because this is the direction I'm going to move in. And as you know, on a number line, when you move to the right, you're getting towards the positives, or staying in the positives. And as you move to the left, you go to the negatives, or you stay in the negatives. So, because I'm at the 5, this says to move to the right. It says move right. Can you say that? Move right. We're going to move right. Here we go. We're getting ready to move right. How far are we going to move right? We're going to move 3 right. And so we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Where did we end up? Oh my gosh, we ended up at 8. We ended up at 8. Therefore, 5 plus 3 equals 8. Now, you need to do this. You should have drawn this in your notes. You can't just sit here and watch this and go, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. I don't understand it. No. The problem is you haven't mastered some basic concepts, so I'm here to help you. I'm taking time away from my family to help you learn this. So gosh darn it, you do your best, and I'll do my best, and we'll have you learning this really soon. All right, let's try number 2. Here I'm going to go ahead and clear that number line. Now you don't clear your number line, you just make a new one. All right, so make a number line. All right, and let's see, where am I going to start? This time I'm going to start at 7. Right, positive 7. See the positive 7 here? I'm going to start at positive 7. Now I've got to move, but which way am I going to move? Well, I don't have a plus sign. I have a minus. So I'm going to move left. I'm going to move left. Yes, how many spaces am I going to move left? 6. So I'm going to start at 7, and I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces to the left. 6 spaces to the left. So therefore 7 minus 6 equals 1. And again, some of you are going to think, I already knew that. I don't need to listen. Yes, you do. Because now on problems 3, 4, and 5, you can apply what we just did on these real basic problems, ones you already know how to do. So let me clear my number line. Okay, clearing my number line. All right, here we go. Now the first problem there, number 3, says negative 3. Well, I better start at negative 3, right? See the negative 3 there? So I'm going to start at negative 3. Okay, now the sign tells me to move. Which way? I'm going to move right. Yes, because it's a positive. I'm going to move right because it's positive. How many spaces am I going to move? 5. I'm going to move 5 spaces to the right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now I end up at 2. Therefore, negative 3 plus 5 is 2. All right. Let's try another one. I'm going to walk you through these 5, and then you're going to have to do some on your own. Excuse me. All right, get my number line clear, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Let me get my highlighter. Oh, I'll use crayon this time. I always want to use crayon. Okay, I have a positive 2. So I'm going to go to positive 2. Now this here tells me to move. Which way? This says to move left. I'm going to move left. How many spaces? 4. So I'm going to go left for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Therefore, 2 minus 4 equals negative 2. Negative 2. Do you have to do it this way? No, of course not. But if you're getting them wrong and you refuse to do this way, I would say you're acting foolishly. All right, one more that I'm going to walk you through. Okay, again, you should be making a number line for all of these. You should be taking notes and pausing this video as you go. All right, let me see here. Ooh, creative pen, I like it. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, I've got a negative 1. I can't highlight it because that'll cover it up. So a negative 1 goes there. And now I am going to go move. I'm going to move. I'm going to move left. Why left? Because the negative numbers are to the left. How many? 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. All right, so we're going to scroll down to these problems here. You need to do these 3 problems in your notebook. You need to draw the number line. You need to mark your starting place. You need to move the proper direction, the number of spaces, and then figure out what negative 3 minus 5 is, what 3 minus 6 is, and what negative 4 plus 3 is. Please do not call your teacher over unless you've done what's expected of you. Don't just sit there. Don't just write down answers. Don't touch your calculator. It's not okay to go to a calculator on these problems. They are too easy. Okay, so I expect you now to pause this video, do those 3 problems, and call the teacher over to check you. All right, so now, if you're watching this video, you're going to learn another way to do this problem, another concept. And we talked about this in class, I don't know, a day or 2 ago. But anyway, we're going to use counter methods. All right, the counters. And I like this way. This way makes more sense to me than the number line. Both make sense, but I like this way better. Okay, I am going to use counters, positives and negative counters, to cancel each other out. Now remember, when I have a negative number, that means I have that many of the negative. So you see, his is negative 6. There must be 6 negatives. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Gosh, I'm getting lazy. Let's see if I can cheat here. Let's see, I got 3 if I... Oh, that didn't work. There we go. Control G, and I will clone them. So I have 6 negatives, right? 6 negatives. And now I need 5 positives. So I'm going to take 1. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change the color of these positives. Hold on 1 second, because I just had a brainstorm. Infinite cloner, declone you. I'm going to change your color. Change the color. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to give it a shot. Let me clone it. No, it doesn't really work. Okay, that's okay. It'll be fine. So I'm going to go 1. I better infinitely clone you. Infinitely clone you. Oh dear, my cloner has moved. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what do positives and negatives do to each other? Well, they cancel each other out. So, let me get my eraser here. Actually, maybe I'll just get a black mark. There we go. So this negative can cancel this positive. So I'm going to cancel those two. This negative and this positive, this negative and this positive, this negative and this positive, and this negative and this positive. And what's left? Some of you want to say 1, but I disagree. 1 what? 1 negative, or -1. All right, this is how we do this with counters. Okay, so problem number 10, I have -3, so therefore I need 1, 2, 3 negatives. Then I need -4, so I need 4 more negatives. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, is anything going to cancel? No, because positive and negatives cancel each other out, but negatives don't cancel out by themselves. So nothing's canceling. I'm going to see what I have. I count up 7. 7 what? 7 negative symbols. Therefore, I have -7. Okay. Problem number 11. I'm going to need 8 positives. So let me go. 1, 2. I wonder if I can cheat because I'm feeling lazy. 4, 6, and 8. There we go. I've got my 8 positives. Wonderful. Okay, and I'm going to need 1, 2 negatives, right? And I'm going to cheat. And so now I have 4 negatives, and 6 negatives, and 8 negatives, and 10 negatives. 10 negatives. Well, I know that positives and negatives cancel out in addition and subtraction. So I'm going to cancel, and 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 cancel. And what's left? Those 2 negatives. Therefore, the answer is -2. All right. So again, just like before, in your notebook, I want you to do the problems I have here. I think there are 6 of them. You do them in your notebook using the counter method, and you get them checked by the teacher. Okay, if you want to do one and get it checked right away, that's fine. Or if you want to do all 6 and get them checked, that's okay too. All right, now pause the video and go to it. If you're still watching, I want to teach you another way to do this, one more way, and you pick the way that works best. Okay, let's say we have 5 plus 2. Let's say we have -8 minus 2. Let's say we have 5 minus 3. And let's say we have -7 plus 4. Okay, there's another way to think about this, and you want to write this down. Let me see here. Let me get in a smaller font. A smaller font. Okay, so 36 is just too big. All right. If the signs are the same, add and keep the sign. So look at 5 plus 2. Are both signs the same? Sure, they're both positive. So I'm just going to add the 5 and 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. What kind of 7? Well, the signs are the same, so I keep the sign. So it's a positive 7. Now take a look at this one here, -8 minus 2. Are the signs the same? Yeah, they're both subtraction. I'm going to add 8 and 2, and I'm going to get 10. And then I keep the sign. If the signs are the same, I'm going to add and keep the sign. If the signs are the same, add and keep the sign. If signs are the same, add and keep the sign. Signs are the same, add and keep the sign. Signs are the same, add and keep the sign. Signs are the same, add and keep the sign. You keep singing that, all right? Now, if this one here, 5 minus 3, doesn't work that way. No, it doesn't work that way. So for that one, if the signs are different, I'm going to subtract and take the sign that has more members, more counters. All right. If the signs are different, I'm going to subtract and take the sign that has more counters. So let's see how this works. Okay, I've got 5 minus 3, right? Well, positive 5, negative 3 is 2. Which are there more of, positives or negatives? Well, there are more positives, right? It's a positive 2. Let's check this one out. The signs are different, negative 7 and a positive 4. I'm going to subtract 7 minus 4 is 3. Now, what kind of 3 will it be? Well, aren't there more negatives? There are 7 negatives. There are 4 positives. Therefore, I take the sign that has more counters. So if the signs are different, subtract and take the sign that has more counters. Signs are different, subtract and take the sign that has more counters. The signs are different, subtract and take the sign that has more counters. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's try it. Hopefully you have that written down in your notes. After you see these 6 problems, we're going to call this 17A, problem A. 17B, 17B, 17C, 17C, and then, whoa, where are you going? 18, no, not 18, what are you doing, Mr. Lawrence? We're only doing 17. Let's see here. Let's go with 17D. 18. No, not 18. I just told you that. 17E and 17F. All right. And I'm going to put some random problems up here. Your job is to pause the video, do the problems, and then check with the teacher. All right. So let's see. We're going to have negative 5 plus 4. And here we're going to have 8 minus 12, and then we're going to have a negative 6 minus 7. Okay, and on 17D, we're going to have negative 3 plus negative 2, and then we're going to have 11 minus 5, and then last but not least, we are going to have a negative 8 plus 12. All right, you pause the video and then get those answers checked. All right, here we go. Last thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about multiplying and dividing positives and negatives. Too many of you are trying to memorize so many rules and you can't do this, and it's so simple, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, you do have to practice this outside the classroom. If you only expect to learn it in the classroom, you're not going to learn it. You have to practice outside. All right, so check this out. We're going to try something different here. I've got this big, long multiplication problem, right? Negative 3 times negative 4 times negative 2. Every time I get 2 negatives, or every time I get a negative, I'm going to circle it. Negative 3 times negative 4. And every time I get 2, I'm going to cancel them out. Now, this negative here can't cancel because it doesn't have a partner, right? These two cancel, that one doesn't. My answer is going to be negative. Yeah, I canceled out these two. I didn't cancel out that one because he doesn't have anybody to cancel with. So now I'm going to do 3 times 4 is 12 times 2 is 24. The answer is negative 24. Let's try that on number 19. All right, I don't see a negative here. I'm going to circle that negative. No negative here. No negative here. Oh, there is a negative there. I've got a pair of negatives. I'm going to cancel them out. And now all I'm going to do is go 5 times 2 is 10, times 3 is 30, times 1 is 30. The answer is going to be positive 30 because there are no negatives left. Every pair cancels each other out. This works for division and multiplication. So on this problem, number 20, I've got a negative 20, a number 20. I've got a negative 20 divided by negative 5. Those two negatives cancel each other out. And then I have a negative here that can't cancel. It doesn't have a partner. So following the order of operations, I go left to right. 20 divided by 5 is 4 times negative 3 is going to be a negative 12 because this negative here can't cancel out. There's no way to cancel with. Let's try this one. 21 negative 12 divided by 2 divided by negative 3. These negatives cancel out. These negatives cancel out, leaving me with a positive answer. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. The answer is positive 2. All right, very good. I want you to try these 2 or 3 problems. I'll give you 4, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And I want you to do the problems the way they were done just previously. Do them in your notebook and then get them checked. So we're going to do negative 3 times 2 times negative 1. 23, we're going to do negative 5 times negative 1 times 2. 24, we're going to do 20 divided by negative 5 times 1. And then last but not least, we're going to go with negative 40 divided by 10 times negative 2 times 2. All right, try those 4 problems. Pause the video, get them checked. This is it for the video, but remember, you can go back and rewatch this, all right? Go back and rewatch it. Practice this stuff outside of math class. Mr. Lawrence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.